New legislation in Alabama could change the rules for running for state office.
Lawmakers are expected to debate a proposal in the upcoming session that would require state office holders to be natural-born U.S. citizens.
Alabama's Secretary of State says he supports the legislation as a way of preventing foreign influence in state elections. Alabama political correspondent Jessica Umbro has more on the proposal, which says the citizenship alone isn't enough, and instead you would have to be born in the U.S. Jessica?
Well, currently there are different lengths of time, correct, Val, that someone has to be in the U.S. in order to hold a state-level office, but none of those require natural-born citizenship. That's the big change, that if the legislature, governor, and Alabama voters all agree, would apply to a range of offices.
We feel like this proposal is common sense. We feel that this insulates our highest elected officials from any type of foreign influence.
Secretary of State Wes Allen says he's proposing the constitutional amendment in the interest of protecting Alabama. Since he's not a member of the legislature, State Senator Donnie Chasteen says he'll be sponsoring the Senate's version of the bill.
I think it's important in today's climate when we look around the country at some of the influences that are going on in other states and other positions for our elected officials in Alabama to serve Alabama's interests first.
The amendment, if put in place, would apply to statewide offices like the governor, lieutenant governor, and attorney general, as well as Alabama's state representatives and senators, and local offices like circuit clerk and local sheriffs. U.S. House and Senate members are not required to be natural-born U.S. citizens, but Secretary Allen says the requirement will mirror the U.S. Constitution's standards for the presidency.
That's why they did it for the U.S. Constitution, to protect and insulate the presidency, and we want to insulate our highest elected officials here in this state.
Now, there also is a House version of this bill. Just one of those bills needs to cross the governor's desk with a signature for final approval of Alabama voters in the form of a constitutional amendment.
All right, thanks, Jessica. And if it does get to that point, Alabama voters will see that question on whether to change the Constitution on the November 2026 ballot.